Hello and welcome you lovely lot back to my sewing room. I'm Tia and this is Dorset.Threads. Welcome if you're a regular watcher or you're new and just found me. You're very much welcome to my sewing space. And I haven't put out a vlog for a little while. I think it's about 2 weeks, something like that, since my last Friday sews. But I have been up to some sewing bits, so I'm hopefully going to be able to just do a little vlog here and give you an update, and then we can get back on track with my regular vlogs. That'd be fantastic. So let's start with what I'm wearing, and it's a saltwater slip top. It's a dress, but I made it as a top, and that is from the Friday Pattern Company here, which I mentioned in my previous vlog. And you can see it's sort of a knee-length dress, or sort of a more maxi version with a slit up the side, but I've made a top, and I'll explain why further in the video. And I've paired that up with a pair of Arden pants in some See You at 6 viscose linen. I've got some remnants here, and this is a lovely chutney colour. Yeah, so I've made that up, and I'll just put in a little video of me full length so you can just see how they look together. So in my previous vlog, I had the saltwater slip in my plans sort of to make up. So I thought in the first instance, I would make a top version just to check on the fit. It's quite a while since I last made it. And someone actually suggested that they'd been put off somewhat because, you know, not everybody is happy or content to have, you know, their underwear, their bra straps showing. And I thought, oh yeah, that's a consideration actually if I'm making this. So the first thing I did was I widened all of the straps and binding just to make it that smidge wider to cover those straps. And then I made up a size that I'd made before, and I tried that on in this fabric, and it was just a bit snug around the bust. So, you know, I could wear it, but I wasn't wholly comfortable in it. But this pattern is pretty good because it not only does it have an extensive range of sizes, because it goes from XS up to 7X, which is a bust of 32 inches up to 60 inches, waist of 24 up to 53 inches, and hips of 34 up to 63 inches, which is, you know, a good range. It also has a cup size for the front bodice of a B and C or a C and D cup. So the first iteration was in the B and C cup, and I thought, seeing as I just want a bit of extra room around bust, I would try for the C and D cup, just for that extra room. And I made that up, and this is the second iteration, and I made that up, and this is much more comfortable to wear. You know, it's not oversized, but I've got room. I don't feel that when I move it's tight at all. So I know that this is the size that I will then make up into a dress. So the dress version, I decided to make the knee length. That was my next go. I tend to make quite a few wearable 12s or 12s, and I've got the fabric to do it, you know, that I'm happy to use, so I thought I will do that. I had some lovely fabric from a D-stash table at a social, and I'll just grab that for you. So this is the gorgeous rooted fabric that someone had made a top up and had some remnant, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, out of it, but I really like it, and it's got a fair amount of drape but body at the same time. So I basically decided to make it up as long as the amount of fabric that I had would allow, again with the widened strapped with the wide straps and the size. And I've made that up, and I did it with the waist ties. It's not quite the right length, and it's all but finished apart from hemming it. But the one thing I noticed as I was going to hem it is that I've actually, where I've been you know, manhandling it and things, I've actually managed to snag the material. Let me just show you. I've managed to snag the material all the way down the length of the dress, all the way down. So now I know that's there, I'm kind of reluctant to make it up as a dress. So to save this, because it fits lovely, and obviously I've done the straps, I've put the sliders on, I've put my little label on, incidentally, I realised that I had 2 packets of these 2025 labels, and what are we now, nearly halfway through August, so blimey, every make now has a 2025 label, because I don't want to get to the end of the year and not have used them in the year that I've made the things. Anyway, aside from that, so I will probably cut this one at a length too, so I can have it as a top, because then it's not a waste and I can use it, I can wear it, and it's lovely. And I'll see if I can put in a picture of how it looks on, and I really love it. Yeah, so I was really pleased how that rooted fabric turned out in the dress, but obviously I need to lop it off to wear the top and use the lovely fabric. So the full length version is going to be in some material that I took out of my stash. So the fabric I took out of my stash I'd had for a while. It was from Rainbow Fabrics, I believe, a while ago. And I will just show you that, so just bear with me. It's in a project bag. I've actually had it all in a project bag because I went to a sew and social all day yesterday, my local one, which is run by Carly from Rooted Fabrics, and it was actually their first birthday of running, you know, the full day. So it was a lovely little celebration. Everybody brought in cupcakes and party food, and we had the music playing, and yeah, it was a really great atmosphere. And yeah, I'll see if I can put some pictures in. It's just mainly because if you are someone that is considering coming along or going to a social, or if you're local and you can attend the Rooted one, which is in Wimborne in Dorset, just gives you an idea of, you know, the vibe of the room and how welcoming it is and how chatty, and, you know, just a great atmosphere, and everybody's made welcome. So I just put in a few pictures from that. So onto the dress. So here we go, that's the instructions. And the dress is in this, let's see if I can grab it out, this kind of smoky grey leopard print sateen, which sounds very fancy schmancy, but yeah, this would be the front. Let's just whip it up like this. So I've got this cut out, and it should come out full length for me with the slits up the side, fingers crossed, if all my calculations are right, because I've what I've done is I've took the short version, the one that lands around your knee, and I've just extended that and put the slit on, which was kind of easier than trying to wrangle and shorten the full length version. So hopefully that'll all come together. And it's got some lovely drape, but it's also got a bit of body to it, so it's not too slinky. So yeah, that's that one. And because I'd widened the strap, obviously you need to take into consideration that your findings, I think they call them bra findings, which is, or lingerie findings, I don't know, notions, the sliders and rings that you use to be able to adjust the straps, which is like a real plus with this pattern, because obviously, you know, you can adapt it. I needed wider ones, so just let me find those. Bear with me. Bear with, as they say. And I just picked up I picked up a reasonably priced bag of those. I got them in the black so that they would you know, coordinate with the fabric, but actually black's quite a good colour, you know, it will go with quite a few bits and bobs. And yeah, so the rings are that much wider. Can you see the famous hand? Put it against your hand. So yeah, they're that little bit wider. So I think these are 14 or 15 millimeters or whatever. So yeah, if you do obviously go down the route of it widening the straps, then obviously you're going to need the wider ones here. I've got a few different sizes from where I've dabbled about making adjustable straps before, but yeah, you can get them pretty reasonably priced if you have a look around. So I took that to the social, but as you can tell, I didn't actually start it. I always take a couple of projects what I might be in the mood for making, and this one obviously did not get opened. So what was the second project that moved up the list? So if you remember, I had the Think Pink subscription box 2 months ago now, and it was a white cotton that looked like a linen. It had a texture to it, and I made some Helen's Closet Arden pants. I've made quite a few different types, and I made them with the cuff detail. I made those and I really loved them. I didn't know I needed a white pair of trousers for the summer until I had a white pair of trousers. Who knew? But actually it pairs up really well with lots of summery tops. That was great. And I decided last time that I would cut the denim that I'd got out, the inexpensive denim from Rainbow Fabrics, and make another pair for bumping about. And I wasn't in a rush to make them, but actually when they were cut out, I thought, oh, you know, I might as well get those sewn up because they're all cut out ready to go. So I did take the time and do those, and I made them up. They were sewed up beautifully. I did all the top stitching as you know, as the pattern suggests and everything, and I made them up. I was really super happy. And then I went out for the afternoon with my adult children. We went to the cinema, which is a scary movie, which was, you know, a choice. But it was a great time, and I wore them. I thought they'd be nice and casual, but the thing I discovered when I was wearing them is actually they felt a bit too oversized for me. And if I can put in some footage here, you will see that when I move around, when I turn and move the fabric, there's quite a lot of volume, just where you don't want the volume, basically, you know, on your wider parts, you know, across your bottom and hips and things like that. So I took a look at the pattern and I thought, I'm just going to make that move and I'm going to size down. And I was mindful that I didn't want to make them up and then still not be happy with them. So what I did was I sized down 2 sizes. I know, it's very, very brave. But what I did was it kind of, I thought I might be able to get away with the measurements. At worst, it would be a smaller seam allowance, so they would be wearable. But at best, I would get them on. My only concern was getting the, although they're elasticated, obviously a smaller waistband, a smaller size denotes a smaller waistband, and it's getting that waistband over the hips fully extended with the elastic. So what have I done with it? Hang on. So what I did was I took some scrap fabric with no stretch, and I just traced off the waistband in this smaller size, made up the waistband, and basically just saw if I could get it on, slip it on and off over my hips up to my waist, because you know, as many people have found out, it's all very well if it fits one part, but if you can't get it over, you know, your thighs and hips and things and over your bottom, then you're not gonna be wearing them. And it was fine, I could do that. So then what I did was I thought, right, I want to make them up in that size. And that's where the See You at 6 chutney viscose linen came in. I've had this in my stash a while, so it's another one out of the stash. And actually it goes quite well with these colours, and I didn't quite know what else to make up in it. I've moved a few things around, so hopefully I can get in shot. So this is the smaller size Ardens. And yeah, these feel a much better fit now than the previous size. Because the denim Ardens that I wore to the cinema made me feel like, oh, they could be doing with size down, and I'd made the decision to size down. Obviously, I made them up as a carbon copy size pattern alterations of the white cotton that came in the Think Pink box 2 months ago. So I know now that I'm going to feel the same way about those. So that spurred on my thought that I want to remake those in a smaller size and have my white trousers for the summer. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So on Friday I popped over to Beyond the Pink Door, I had a chat with the ladies, and you know, had to look around the shop and things like that. And I thought I'm going to get some more of the white fabric, if she's still got it, that we got in the subscription boxes a couple of months ago, because I basically just want to remake a version of the white Ardens that I'd made previous. Bag. So here we go, another project bag. How far did I get? So it was a lovely day. Met up with friends, lots of chat, and especially because it was the first birthday of the social running all day, it was just, you know, really good vibe. I put some pictures. I thought I'll take progress pictures as I'm going along, because I didn't know how far I was going to get on. and I made a major faux pas. I am busy chatting, laughing away, and then realised that I've put the pocket on upside down, which was one of those moments that you just cringe. It was put on beautifully, the stitching was lovely, and yeah, it was on upside. So I'd put, I don't know if you can see very well white on white, I'd put the 2 back pockets on, but yeah, I'd managed to put them upside down. And I don't plan on walking around on my hands, so yeah, it had to go up the other way. So as you can see, I got the main shebang done. I got my front pockets. Let me stand up. So I got my front pockets sewn up, and then yeah, top stitched on here. And as you can tell, it's not got a waistband. I'm going to do these as the hemmed version rather than the cuffs. So also, where did I get to? So I have got the waistband here. So my next step is to yeah, to attach that to the top edge, leaving a gap, finish the seam and insert my elastic, and then hem them, and yeah, and then I've got another lovely pair of white bottoms. So yeah, I'm really happy with those. So as you can see, my patterns tend to you know, morph into a bit of trial and error, and use of the fabric that I've got to try and achieve, you know, the pair that I want. So that's worked out really well. I'm really super happy, and hopefully I can get those finished pretty soon, and I will have my white trousers back. What else? So something a bit different. My stepson and his partner were going to a fancy dress party, and they weren't able to get the fancy dress costume that they wanted. So you know, I had the doe eyes, and oh, would it be possible to make? And actually the outfit that he wanted is actually a super simple make, and I thought, well, I'll have a look and see what fabric I've got. I might have something that will do him right. So they're going as the Flintstones, and I had a look in my stash, and I found some fabric that I had quite a while ago. My stepson, he's very tall. Well, everyone's very tall against me, but he's very tall. So I thought what I might do is use the Jackson pattern, because it's obviously unisex, and part of it is, and part of the pattern is that you get different fits. But the other thing that she suggests with the pattern is, if you see here how the regular and slim fit and relaxed fit might affect what pattern size you choose. So I took some basic measurements of, you know, his chest and height and things like that, so that I could just look at the finished measurements, so that to determine which size to get. I added an inch onto the torso because he's obviously tall, and I didn't want it to be restrictive here. And then this massive piece here is all added on. So I added on 18 inches so that it would be super long, because I wanted it long enough that obviously he wants to wear shorts underneath, and then we're gonna you know, zigzag the bottom to make it look like caveman. And yeah, I made that up. And then he simply has a bit of like drawstring across the front to tie it together. It wouldn't fray because it's, you know, a knit material. So yeah, I'll put a picture in how it looked, and I'm pleased with how that turned out. And I was just amazed that actually I had something in my stash that suited the bill completely. So yeah, I made Barney Rubble. Now I could sit here chatting all day because you know, obviously I've been up to little bits and bobs, but the major thing that I want to tell you is that my Think Pink subscription box came while I was at the Sewing Social yesterday. I'm still all, you know, still got all my bags and everything from going to the social, because actually directly from that we had the grandchildren over. So left the social, picked the grandchildren up, brought them home, teed them, they stayed over, did all the nanny and granddad things, you know, so shut the sewing room door, and I haven't touched or unpacked anything. But my Think Pink box came, so there is going to be a spoiler here. So if you get your subscription box and you don't want to know what is in the box, then you know, finish the video here. Thank you for watching and everything. I'm very mindful that not everybody wants the surprise ruined. Some people love it, some people don't, but I was just absolutely chomping at the bit once I knew it was here, and I was planning on doing an unboxing, but yeah, that kind of that fell by the wayside a bit because I just got in last night, and I had the boys here, and there was no way I could video, or well, I couldn't film or vlog me opening it, but I did open it. I took pictures as I opened it, so I can do a little teaser for you, but I can share with you what was in the box. So anybody who doesn't want to know, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you shortly in my next vlog. But those that are going to stick around, we are going to see what was in the box. Of course, it came in the usual pink wrapper, so we all know who it's from and what's going to be inside. This was a bit of a shock because it's usually quite a substantial box, and I thought, oh, what's going on here? Because it was quite slinky. But yeah, once I opened it all, I was more than happy with the insides. And so I'll show you a picture of the box sort of as I'm opening it, and then we'll get to what was in the tissue. So you got the card inside, obviously laid on top, so it gives you a little insight. So it gives you a little teaser. Whispers and Waves, Chapter 8. Some days whisper, some days roar, dress for both. And actually this reminds me of a post I made earlier in the week, or a week or so ago, where I was umming and ahhing about what to wear for the day, and I've got all these lovely dresses I've made, and I wasn't really doing anything particularly fancy that day. Sort of just regular days, you know, normal stuff, the few errands that you have to do. And I just thought, well, just wear the bloomin' dress. Just wear the nice dress. You don't need to be doing fancy things to wear a fancy dress. You've made the dresses. You've got them in your, you know, your cupboard. You've got them in your wardrobe. Just wear the dress. And actually that harks back to that, doesn't it? And that's why we like to make what we make. So yeah, that's great. So then you open the box and you've got your little card. And then, so in the bag, we've got some lovely goodies. Sorry, crinkly paper. So first up, we've got one of these lovely pokey things. Oh, it's actually called a pokey thing. That's funny because that's literally what I call it. Push it, poke it, pull it, turn it, stuff it. Oh, that reminds me of that kids game, Bop It. Do anyone remember that? Bop It. Am I just talking complete drivel? I don't know. So yeah, these are fantastic. And I've actually got one of these, two of these, but use them all the time. They're perfect for putting, when you want to put the fabric in the right place under your machine foot, ready for the first stitch. It will hold it exactly where you want it, so you don't get any of this wrinkling or moving back, and then you get, you know, the bird's nest underneath. And this pokey bit, really good for poking out the points on collars, and when you've got a facing as well. So that is going to be well used. Crinkle, crinkle. Then we've got this lovely key holder. I really love the colours on this. Let me just check the details. So on the ebook that you always get that accompanies the subscription box, you get a VR card on the other side of here, and it links to an ebook, and that tells you all about the contents of the book, including the fabric. There's a link, I think, or a VR code that if you've got Stash Hub, it will put it straight into your fabric stash on your Stash Hub. It tells you all about what's in the box, what other people have made with it, some inspiration, some ideas. So this month's gift has been made by Ruth, and she makes these and for the charity Brain Research UK. So obviously that's a really good cause, isn't it? And you've got this lovely key fob in this lovely fabric. It's a bit like William Morris type vibe going on there, but yeah, that's really good, isn't it? Actually, do you know what, that's a really good idea. When me and my husband go out for walks, we live near a local country park, and quite often we'll just leave, you know, with our phones, our sunglasses and our keys. Some days we just we literally just go out the door with our key, because it's just a case of, you know, getting a bit of movement in, and that'd be ideal, wouldn't it, for just carrying with that, carrying your keys with that. So yeah, that was that gift. Got a sweet treat. I love fruit pastels. That'd be well used. And then, so this is going to be the biggest giveaway of the colour palette. So I've got, oh, I fell off the chair. So I've got this one, 391, which is kind of a purpley lilac, not lilac, purple colour, lavender, lilac colour, all of the L's. So yeah, so then we get into the box proper. So in the ebook, obviously where I've looked, I know what the fabric is. So it's this one here. Ready, guys? Dun, 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 dun. Look at this gorgeousness. And obviously it was beautifully packaged and folded, and it's a nice slim box, and it was perfectly folded, but I've manhandled it and given it a good stroke and a feel and a drape. So yeah, it's no longer perfectly packaged, but this is really nice. I just genuinely love this colour palette here, because this does fit in with my colour palettes, talking about that. But I really, really do like this. I think this is, if you've got blue eyes, it'll bring out your blue eyes. It's got the lovely pinks and purples and blues, and yeah, I just love it. And it's, let me look, 2.5 meters, and it's 100% Eco Vero viscose. The weight is 115, so yeah, so it's not, it's just a lovely weight for dressmaking. I just love this. And it's called, in the book, it's called Electric Mirage, a bold, expressive design with sweeping brushstrokes in vivid pinks, purples and blues. Suggests a vivid illusion, something dreamy and surreal yet bold. So let me just give you a wider look so you can get a proper look at this. Bear with. So yeah, it's quite a busy print. Look at those colours when you get up close. So 2.5 meters of this, I will definitely get a really nice outfit out of this. What would suit this? A lovely summer dress. A lovely summer dress. Maybe something with you know, quite simple style lines, because with a busy print, if you've got, I feel like if I do something with you know, the princess seams or a lot of intricate style lines, as they call them. Listen to me, like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so style lines will kind of be lost in the design. I don't think you need to worry too much about pattern matching, because it's kind of like a watercolour effect, so there's no real hard lines. So it would make a lovely pair of loose trousers and top, again like the cord set that I made a little while ago. That would be a good option, and I could get that out of the fabric. That would look really nice actually. That's an option. I haven't made a dress for a little while, so maybe I'll go down those lines. I've recently seen some really nice, do they call them halter neck dresses, that kind of come around like that, or a strappy dress. So if you imagine that the straps are there, there's some sort of waist. I like the look of that. So yeah, so I need to have a look at the patterns I've got and have a look on, I usually look on, to be fair, I look on Instagram for some inspiration, and also, you know, what patterns are new out at the moment, and go from there. But again, I want to fulfill my goal of sewing up the subscription box before the next one comes. But obviously this one only came yesterday, and I'm not going to rush into anything because it is actually gorgeous. But I definitely want to make this one up to wear this season. This season, darling. Yeah. And I've actually got my second sewing social is at the weekend. So if I do plump for something that I've already got a pattern for, that might be an option, but I don't want to rush it. I really don't want to rush it. I want to make something really nice and special out of this. So yeah, so that's the fabric. So I think there's 2 colourways. The other, but look at the other colourway is really nice as well, so I would have been happy with either. But yeah, I am really really pleased to have gotten this. Yeah, so yeah, don't be fooled by the size of a small package, because you know, nice things come in small packages. And yeah, I'm super pleased with this, and I will definitely get my thinking cap on. Anybody who's got any ideas, you know, if there's a pattern that's recently come out that you think that would look good in this, because you know, it's difficult, isn't it, seeing all the new patterns that are out and about. And if other subscribers get their fabric, what are you going to make out of this? And I need to go from there and make a decision. And hopefully when I make my next video, I will at least be able to tell you what my plans are or my thoughts are going ahead. Because yeah, like I said, I want to get it sewn up, but I don't want to rush the process. I want to make something really nice out of that. So thank you, Andrea. I'm super pleased with my Think Pink box for this month. And yeah, I really enjoyed opening that so much that, you know, you guys kind of missed out on the opening, because I'm just a sewer, you know. I just saw the box and I just was super keen to open it. I had my grandchildren round, and yeah, I just went ahead with it. So hopefully you've enjoyed my showing of what was in the box. So I just reset up there again, just to, you know, say thank you for stopping by and watching my video. I'm a bit dishevelled, it's a bit hot here, isn't it, and things to be moving about, but yeah, hopefully I'll get back to doing my vlogs for you, and that you're able to watch them and stop by again and see my vlog. And I'll be back soon. Bye now.
Do, do.